Hi, good morning there. This is Dave Markham on UU A Way of Life. This is the second commentary on A Course in Miracles. I'm still on the introduction, and what I wanted to share with you today is the very first 4 sentences in the introduction. And here's how it reads. This is a course in miracles. It is a required course. Only the time you take it is voluntary. Free will does not mean that you get to establish the curriculum. It means only that you can elect what you want to take it at a given time. What you want to take at a given time. For me, that was a fascinating idea. We don't get to choose the curriculum. The curriculum is established. However, we can choose, in our free will, when to take the curriculum and what parts of it we want to study or learn at any given time. Now, that might mean different things to different people. What it means to me, though, is that there are certain existential questions and certain existential conditions that as human beings we all have to reflect on, consider, and make sense out of. So one of the ways of thinking about this is the 3 big existential questions are why was I born? What's the purpose of life? And what happens after I die? I think those are the 3 main ones. There are a few others too, like how should I live my life? What are the meaning of relationships? How will I meet my physical needs, my emotional needs, my social needs? Those are all huge questions, right? But I think the 3 big existential questions are, why was I born? What's the purpose of my life? And what happens after I die? Everybody, every human struggles with those questions. Sometimes our culture helps us answer some of that. Sometimes our religion helps us answer that. There are various schools of philosophy and theology and cosmology that all offer us suggestions about how we might answer those questions. But the curriculum is pretty much the same for all of us. Here in the United States, sometimes we cynically kid each other about getting a PhD in the University of Hard Knocks, right? Life has a way of teaching us the lessons we need to learn and is very patient with us because it will allow us to make the same mistakes over and over and over and over again until we finally get it. And some of us are quicker learners than others. So as the Course says, you don't get to choose the curriculum, but you do choose when you want to take it and what you want to take, and probably to a certain extent how quick you're willing to learn, right? Now in our UU faith, we talk about our 4th principle is the responsible search for truth and meaning. A free and responsible search for truth and meaning. And the Course might be one way of pursuing that free and responsible course. In my personal life, in my professional life, I'm a psychiatric social worker. I do psychotherapy. I have a private counseling office. And clients come to see me with all kinds of problems. And at the end of the day, they usually come down to this same idea of what are you learning about yourself, about life, about relationships with other people? What are the lessons that your experience is trying to teach you? And how can you best benefit and profit by that? Right? So the takeaway for today for me is to recognize that I need to be open to God's will, if I can use that phrase, to life's teachings. Life is trying to teach me certain things. And how quick am I to learn those things? The Course says, as we discussed yesterday, nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. Herein lies the peace of God. And the basis of the Course's teachings are love. You know, what's the measure of a person? My colleague Al Datro says the measure of a person is kindness. There's a distinction between being nice and being kind. But Al says that the measure of a person is kindness. How loving am I in my relationships with others and towards myself? We spend a lifetime learning about that. We're brokenhearted all the time. We're disappointed in other people. That generates distress, resentment, a sense of being a victim of unfairness and injustice. And it contributes to our ego-driven drama in life, right? And it destroys or robs us of our peace. So today, I am going to try to be open to the curriculum. And I'm going to try to learn from it. Some days, life is trying to teach me things I don't want to learn. I'd rather complain and piss and moan and blame other people and get on my pity pot and say, oh, poor person am I. And yet there's part of me that realizes that's not right. No. Life is love. And the Course, again in the introduction, says the Course does not aim at teaching the meaning of love, for that is beyond what can be taught. It does aim, however, at removing the blocks to the awareness of love's presence, which is our natural inheritance. So I'm asking the Holy Spirit today to remove the blocks to my awareness of love's presence. And I wish the same for you. Thanks for listening. Bye.